In today's video, I fully transformed my starter island. I started the world on this island and I finally decided to do a full transformation. Make sure you stay till the end so you don't miss any of the little details that I add. Let's get into it. Really quickly, before I start working on transforming this island, I do want to explore the new update. I'm pretty new to like the whole update and stuff, so I'm pretty much exploring all the new stuff for the first time. I do want to see if I can find a new forest, because as you can see, these are all the old forests because they don't have the leaf droppings on the ground. So I wonder how far I'm gonna have to fly. I definitely explored that direction. I'm gonna go over here. And is this a new forest? Oh yes it is. All right, I want to collect some of these leaf things because I don't know how, I just feel like it would be cool for decoration over at the base. So I'm gonna grab some of this. Alright. Now I want to see if I can find one of the new mobs. Aren't these chickens supposed to be cold chickens? I swear, these are supposed to be cold guys with a mullet or something. Ooh. I did not know these got added. There is now dandelions or something. Wildflowers. This will be an insane decoration block. Go. I'm actually just gonna give up, bro. I could not find the new mobs. Oh, wait. Is this it? Hey, alright, I was actually getting worried for a second. Alright, let's go. The new cows. And we have a skeleton shooting at me, of course. Just wanted to look at the new cows, bro. Chill. Alright, that's good to know that I did update the world properly. Oh, yeah, pigs. I forgot about the pigs. Alright, well, I'm just gonna head on back home now, because I do need to sleep, and I also just burned through a stack of rockets. The first thing for me to do is to chop down all of these trees. Time for the Two's classic tree chopping montage. There we go. All of these trees have been chopped down, and this terrain is actually not as good as I thought it was back on the first episode, because I was like lazing this island because I just thought it was amazing. But this thing is pretty rocky and stuff. Hopefully I actually have enough dirt, and I just need to make this island more optimal for building. I'm not going to make it super flat or anything. I just need some flat spots so that I can make some builds. So yeah, fixing this terrain is the first thing that I got to, and I actually underestimated this project. You could hear my voice how like I wasn't expecting this to be a large project, and I just said like I was gonna quickly fix their terrain, but I kind of went over the top and I added this like thing on the side so that it would be more flat. Since I'm doing this voiceover after I already finished this project, I can let you know right now that making this island as big as I did was actually an amazing idea, because I think that the end result is super good looking. I'm also making this with the thought process of where I'm gonna put paths, and right here I wanted a path, so I just covered up the armadillo farm. One got out. I just put a slope right here so that you could easily make a path going up. Now that I've modified this entire terrain, I feel like it is now time to put in some paths. And for the paths, I'm gonna use some coarse dirt, and I need to make some, oh my goodness. Looks like I have to grab myself some gravel. Efficiency 2 better be fast enough to instant mine gravel, because my current shovel has fortune, and that's why I have no gravel. Gravel can spawn on mountains, right? Maybe? I'm gonna just head into this cave. There's too many mobs right there. Oh no, I do not think this can insta-mine gravel. Oh my goodness, it can't. Actually, I have a secondary plan. And I'm just gonna go over to the old growth spruce, because it naturally spawns on the ground over there. Alright, here we go. Alright, now I can throw some of this normal dirt back into my storage, and I can start making the paths. So now that I have all of these paths built, I think I need to do something that's been long overdue, and I've seen so many comments about it. I'm not gonna lie, it's just taken all the way until episode 6 to do, which, if you can guess where I'm looking, you can see what I'm about to do. And first, before I can do it, I have to break this farm. And so what I need to do is build a bridge. So I will remove this dirt. Perfect. Now we have a spot where I can start working on a bridge, but I actually need to collect the resources before I can build it. All right, I've now gathered all of the resources to build this bridge. It's a pretty simple build. I really don't know why I haven't done this sooner. So I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I'm going to build this bridge. That was actually probably one of the fastest builds I think I've ever done. But now we have a bridge that connects these two areas. It actually makes this place a lot more connected. Jeez. Now that I have this bridge built, it is time for me to start working on the next step of transforming this island, which, ouch, will just be adding another building. And that building will go right here. Well, honestly, some people might be able to guess based on the shape of this what it's going to be, but you'll see. And now it is time to start doing some resource gathering. First thing I need is a stack of stripped oak logs. So I'll just strip all of these logs. Jeez, this is super slow, but I only need a stack, so it shouldn't take too long. Alright, after doing all of that, I feel like I have carpool tunnel, but now I can throw this in. The next thing I need is, oh my goodness, the same thing, but spruce now. And I don't have a full stack of spruce, so I think you guys know where this is going. That is AFKing this farm. Hopefully this is enough spruce. Now I need to strip all these spruce logs. Alright, there's all the spruce. And I just so happen to have all the stairs. And I can quickly craft up the stone bricks. There's the stone bricks. And I also have the spruce fences. Oh my goodness, now I also need to strip this dark oak. Alright, there's a stripped dark oak. Oh, jeez. Now I need mangrove, which I've yet to ever go to that biome, so I need to find one. I just did a little bit of research, and the nearest mangrove swamp is 5,000 blocks away. So that calls for me to make a nether portal there. Alright, I should have done this math correctly, so I'm just going to put down a nether portal and it will magically take me to the mangrove swamp. Should be around here. That will take me to the mangrove. So let's just cross my fingers that I did this math correctly. Come on. Hey, let's go. I did the math correctly. Alright, I really actually don't need a lot, so I'm just gonna head back with this, and if I ever need any more, I have these propagiles. Heading back. Alright, there is the mangrove logs. I need some oak fences, pale oak planks, and I also got 20 trapdoors of it. Oh my goodness, I forgot I'm using all these weird blocks. So I also need to get myself some cherry blossom. I honestly don't remember exactly where the cherry blossom is. I think it's this direction. Yep, it's right here. This might be the smallest cherry blossom biome. There's 3 trees. What the? I don't even see any more around here. What is up with this place? I've definitely been to another one though. This is not the one I thought I was gonna find. And now that I'm mining this, I think I actually have saplings of this at my base, but it's too late now. 38 should be probably enough. There is that for the cherry wood. There's all the resources, and I just need to sleep, and I'm gonna start building. Which, honestly, I just need to throw a bed in my storage system at this point. There we go. It is now time to start building. And just like that, we now have my best build, honestly, of my life, bro. Just kidding. This is probably not the best, but one of my more favorite builds I've ever built, which is this windmill, which I got creative because I noticed that you don't really have to use wool anymore to make windmills, so I decided to use the pale oak, which now adds a trap door you can use in the windmills, which I just feel like this just created a perfect amount of motion with the spinning of the windmill. But this is pretty good looking now. And we still have this straggler armadillo just walking around. We might have to build a home for him or something, but I don't know. He's just kind of chilling. Alright, I take my shulker box, and now I don't know what I should do next. I definitely need to move these sheep, but I need to think of a good spot. Oh, and another problem with this windmill is there's zero interior. But I think I'm just going to throw a first story in and call that good enough. But oh, it looks good from the outside. I really will never go inside of this. It's just here for the looks. I think I actually might have an idea for where I can put the sheep. So I got myself some fences, and I'm just going to throw in a little sheep farm right here probably, I think. Hopefully. I'm really not too sure if this is a good location. Actually, I don't mind the spot. I just need to build up these walls on the back just so that the sheep can't escape. But then other than that, this is a perfect spot to have a sheep farm. Alright, and then I guess I should probably have a crafting table over here, and I can use some slabs. I don't know why I just made 24, but I can throw these in up here. Wait, should I actually just make this shorter? Just have it, should I do that or make it shorter right here? I actually kind of like how it is right here because it just still looks like a retaining wall. Doesn't need to be as natural as if I was following the terrain. Now I can throw these sheep into this pen I just made. And now it's turning nighttime. I don't actually have this place lit up, so I need to sleep. Alright, I'll make a little ramp for these sheep. I'll make it too wide, because some of them, bit obese. Alright, time to set you guys free, but only temporarily. Come on. Yes, sir. Perfect. I think that should be fine. I can also add a cow pen next to it at some point, but I just don't feel like getting cows all the way over to my base, and we have a straggler. Anyways, we have to now tear down this old sheep farm, and then I can finally finish the path connecting all the way around my base. There we go. We now have the path completed all the way around the island. Now I'm going to use some slabs to make a more gradual step up on all of these inclines, which I guess makes up for me crafting way too many slabs on this thing. I can also do it right here. I'm also going to grab some trap doors to make it even more gradual. God, I have 48 trapdoors already crafted, so I just throw them in something like this, and there we go. It is now fully transitioned upwards on both sides right here. Alright, now I want to build some sort of fishing hut right here to fill in this empty spot. And one of the blocks that I want to use for the fishing hut is some terracotta. So this direction, I'm pretty sure that there's a Badlands biome. Alright, perfect. Here is the Badlands biome right here. And there's actually a lot of colors I can select from in these layers. I think I'm just going to use this basic terracotta that's like all over the surface. Alright, I got 3 stacks now, and I don't need a ton since the building is not big. Just a little fishing hut. And before I start working on it, I need to sleep. Alright, and then I want to make sure that I'm not building with like same blocks, because I accidentally messed up and built the same house right there, and I don't want to make that mistake again. So I'm gonna use, I think, oak logs in the corners, and I think they'll look a little bit different, hopefully. I'm also gonna use this terracotta as the walls, so this just better not blend in. That's the last thing that I want to do right now. And now I need oak logs, and I think a stack in 40 should be enough. And my inventory is super messy. Let me just clear this out. I think I just want to build it facing that direction. So the front is going to be right here. And I'm just going to like freehand this. I have like some inspiration that I like found online. I think just like 3 blocks should be tall enough. And I want this to be kind of over the edge because I want to like attach a dock on the side. I was worried about 3 stacks being enough, but it was clearly too much actually. And I feel like this is the perfect size. It's exactly what I was going for. Just a little building right here that will fill up this top area, because I want to put a pond maybe or a fountain in this area, and that will look good, building a nice range all the way up gradually. And now I need to put a roof on this. All right, I like this roof shape, and now I need to decide what I want to fill the roof in with. Hopefully this is enough. Oh, it's definitely not now that I look at this, but oh well. I think that looks all right. Oh look, the axolotl is now in with the sheep. I guess this is now the misfit sheep. Oh shoot, I ran out. This could be very bad. I might have to go all the way to the nether. No, come on, please tell me my nether chest has some. Ooh, but it has blackstone, or the gilded blackstone. I'm actually gonna texture the roof with the gilded stuff. Oh, let's go. That actually makes this build better. It's actually a good thing I ran out. It looks sick. Let's go. I don't even remember getting this gilded blackstone, but glad I did whenever I did it. I actually don't know why a fisherman would have gold in the roof, but it's something. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but maybe it's not gold. And also, this stuff is exposed. Maybe if I just flip these stairs, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'll do that. And also, I'm gonna extend this wall all the way down. I'm also gonna texture this roof a little bit with some logs. That is not a log. Hold up. With some logs. There we go. And also, I feel like I can go, that's maybe a little too high. I want to have a little overhang with a sign that shows that this is a fisherman hut. So something like this. And then I could put a sign that's hanging down that says a fisherman or something. Also, I'm going to add some holes for windows. And my inventory is full, and it's also nighttime. So let me sleep, and then I can finish the decoration. Alright, I just cleared out my inventory, and my elytra is actually super close to breaking. But, oh well, that's a problem for later me. Anyways, I just need to finish up the windows for this house. So I'm just going to use this white stained glass that I already have, and I'm just going to fill in the windows. Alright, I think lanterns and trapdoors is all I need now to finish this up. Alright, I like that. I think maybe if I have some extra bricks somewhere in my building chest, I'm going to texture the walls with it. And you have some bricks. You guys probably never saw me get these bricks because I actually was going to build this tree factory with a big brick factory instead of having it being wooden. So I started with bricks, and then I realized that it didn't look that good. So I just have a bunch of leftover bricks in my chests. And I'm just going to texture up these walls. There we go. Just fill these in now. After a bit of thinking, I feel like I know it could go right here. And later on in this build, I want to add some small little farms off the sides. It doesn't really look like there's space at the moment, but I'll make the space, trust me. And so if I'm having farms, you have to have spots to store the stuff. So I want to have some barrels full of potatoes, carrots, and stuff. And I just will have a big jumble of storage on the side right here, because I don't think a building is suitable for this area because it's a little bit too small. So I'm thinking if I do this and throw, that looks like carrots. Well, does it? I don't know. You got to use your imagination. And then right here is potatoes. This doesn't require much imagination. I'll do another one here. All right. And then also I could add some hay bales. Something like this, what the villagers have. All right. And then this is supposed to look messy because it's supposed to be your supplies. I don't know. And then also, I think barrels is the last thing. Actual barrels, not my barrels made out of trapdoors. There we go. This is actually exactly what I was picturing in my head. And now I'm gonna put some coarse dirt under it, and I think that should look perfect. There we go. That looks pretty good. And I guess now I can wrap this path around the building, and I think it should just go along the side right here. Oh, I did not bring enough coarse dirt. Whoops. All right, that should look good, right? Ooh, this is actually coming together. And I just want to put a fountain right here, I think. That should be one of the last builds before I just start adding a ton of foliage and plant-based decoration. This is a tight squeeze. I don't know if I should build this design. Oh, shoot. I definitely do not want that. That is way too big. Plus, it's going to go up. I'm glad I did not make the glass. Back to the drawing board. Alright, so instead of putting a well right here, I think I'm just going to put a custom tree. Alright, so I've now gathered some resources to build some trees. And this is one of my weaknesses, which is building custom trees, but I'm just gonna give it my best. Hopefully this doesn't look like complete dookie. This does not look good. Hopefully some trees, or not trees, some leaves can save this build, because geez, what the hell is this? Oh my god, bro, this is not looking good. You know what, this doesn't look horrible. Nah, I don't know, bro. From afar that actually looks good, but like, when I get close up, I feel like this just looks, I don't know. I think it's something about like bottom being so flat, maybe something like that, or oh, that helps. Yeah. All right, this is growing on me. Maybe like this. All right, this works. So now we have a tree right there. This is the perfect size I was hoping for. Now I'm just gonna do one right here. I'm liking this framing so far. Ah, shoot, I need more fences. I feel like that once I add some leaves to this one, it'll look good. All right, I think I'm coming to a good stopping point on this tree. I'm in the sheep pen now. Whoops. What the? You just see how slow that rocket worked? Anyways, I'm starting to like this tree. I think just it's a little thin on this edge right here, but then other than that, I think this is done. Oh god, I do need to add some slabs and stuff. And also I'm adding some roots to this tree. And I think this is looking a lot better now that I have these trees. I do need to chop down this. I use that as scaffolding. Dang, I'm actually hyped, bro. This actually looks so good. Alright, I think maybe a mini bush, something. I think something, or maybe this should work fine right here. Little bush like that. It doesn't need to look super full. Just a little something. Also, I think it's about time I remove all the sugar cane. It was functional at the beginning, but we are moving on from functional because we pretty much have enough sugar cane for a really long time. And now I'm going to throw in another tree. I don't know how big I should make it though. Now I think I just need to build one last tree right here and it should finish this place off. What the hell? This drown. Come on, give me a trident. Nope, nope. Oh well. I'm liking the base for that tree. I'm just gonna add the branches. This is already transformed super well. Now I feel like I need to add some farms. I'll just do something like this. Just some messy crops around. And I'll just do some wheat. Alright, I like that. Just some small little crops. I'm gonna throw in some water sources here. I just kind of want some large patches. I think that's probably fine to do something like that. Little carrot farm right here. All right, here's a little potato farm. Actually, wait. Stomp this. Oh, no. There we go. Here's a little potato farm. And I'm actually just going to grab some more seeds so I can fill this out a little bit better. Oh, shoot. I think I'm flooding the axolotls right now. My bad. I wonder if I did. I actually have zero clue. But I think I did. All right, actually, you know what? Here's another mini farm. And this is what I was hoping I would do, is just have a bunch of little farms just scattered around. Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot? I totally planned on having some docks. And docks are actually super easy to build, so I'm going to make two, probably like one right there, and then one right here. That'll be part of this fishing hut. Even though that's basic, it gets the job done perfect. Honestly, I don't care that it's basic. It gets the job done. I'm gonna just build the same thing over here, and over here should be a bit easier. I'm not gonna make this one as tall or as long. Something simple like this should just work. I'm gonna now head over, grab a little bit more coarse dirt to finish up some paths. I can finish up these paths. And I completely forgot right here that I built this mine. So I do need to connect this up to the paths. So I'm just gonna make that. I don't know why I'm using this slow shovel when I have a maxed out one right here. Jeez. It's starting to become a good world when your FPS drops when you're in the base area. Because that's a common occurrence in my worlds. I just always start to lose FPS the further I get into it. Because holy crap, I just had a 90 for a second. Alright, there we go. Now that is connected. And then I also need to connect this up. Yep, that is connected. Now I don't think anything is now. I think everything's connected. Let me get another look at this. All right. I do now need to deposit all this junk in my inventory. I'm going to start off by using some bone meal to start the foliage. And also, I'm going to grab some leaves. And you think you know where I'm going because I pretty much built all this grass. So there's no natural grass and I have to put it all in myself. But yeah, I'm just going to bone meal it, get the grass, and make sure all the flowers are gone because the flowers look kind of bad. Which, something as simple as just adding grass automatically makes the landscape look better. About 2 stacks of bone meal later, this is what we're working with. And as you can see, it looks a lot better just by adding some tall grass all around the sides. And I forgot a flower right here. And we have a skeleton. Get out of here, bro. I also just realized that I forgot to make a path connecting this bridge. And geez, this stupid diamond shovel, I keep accidentally using it. There we go. Now have the paths connected. Perfect. Now I'm just gonna grab a collection of flowers, some leaf litter, the new block, yep. Alright, and now I'm just gonna plant this stuff down. Oh my goodness, I just like this scenery. This is just perfect. Strolling through here, you see this house on the edge, the windmill up top. Gets like walk over. See over here, you got your sheep. A dock over there. We're nearing completion on the island, and there's pretty much 2 more things that I really want to add. And that is some moss blocks and also some street lights, because I don't want to just have like torches scattered everywhere for the only light source. I want to have some actual lights that come on the side of the paths. Dang, this place looks cool at nighttime. Alright, now I'm just going to start randomly placing in some moss patches because it should look pretty good. Something like this, but just random spots everywhere. I'm also going to do the same with the gray moss, or whatever it's called. Just like that, you can see these small little spots where I've added moss on the side. And I feel like this just breaks it up a bit. It makes it look a lot better. Now it is time to start working on the lampposts, which should be one of the last things, or the last thing. This is actually looking pretty complete already. I think I'm just going to use this super simple lamppost design all across this entire place. And it's just the same one that I use on the bridge. Alright, there we go. Just look around and I have a ton of these lampposts scattered around. And this place looks a lot better. I'm saying all this as I'm walking in the one spot where I do not have a lamppost. But down here, I really like how it looks now that this place is lit up properly. Maybe just one last one right here. And I think that can consider this completed, or consider the lighting completed. I think I do need to light up the top of this windmill though, because it looks super dark at nighttime. Looks a lot better now that's lit up. Alright, I'm gonna quickly strip up 6 of these logs, and this will make it so I can make a hanging sign that I can put right over here. Oh, that I can put underneath this log, and I'll just say fishing, or fish. Which is the whole point of making that thing right there. Wait, can you do both? Oh, you can do both sides. Alright, perfect. There we go. But I just remembered the added in the update is the fireflies. Hold up. Oh, is that it? Yes. Alright, perfect. I'm just going to bone meal this. Harvest all these up. 14, 16. Alright, bet. Good way that is. I just need to bone meal even more of these because I don't think I had enough. Holy crap. Alright, this should be enough fireflies. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I want to scatter them around on the surface. And then you'll see what I do after I put them on the surface. But you just got to add them around as little bushes. Now here is the fun part. So I'm just going to grab myself some coarse dirt. And now what I'm about to do is I'm going to dig underneath the ground right here. And then I'll plant it and then cover it back up with coarse dirt. And that should... Let's go. Right there's a particle. And we can make it so that it emits particles even in the daytime, I think. So I'm just going to do that in spots around here in like high traffic area. Oh my god. It looks like it's snowing. I actually kind of like that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That looks pretty interesting. I don't know. But you just got these just to put them on the side. And it's just kind of a cool effect. Alright, now I'm just going to throw an insanely basic interior into the fishing place. So I'm just going to grab some blocks that I can easily decorate with. And I'm actually probably just going to do the same interiors for both of these places, as they're supposed to look more like storage places. Alright, this is just a crowded interior. I can just imagine fishing rods being stocked up in these chests and fish being stored in here. No. Ooh. I feel like maybe you can imagine that they would put their fishing rods inside of these pots as like some sort of holder. And just all the supplies in the chests. And there we go. I need a door though to finish that off. There we go. This place is actually finished now. I'm just going to ignore how the roof looks because I'll probably never end up going back into this building. And now I'm just going to throw some interior, that one inside of here. Alright, I think something like this is basic enough for in here. This is honestly horrible. But I guarantee you I'm never going back into this building. So I can just leave it like that. And we can call this place completed. Let's go. Thank you guys all for watching. That completes this build and transformation. I really like how it turned out, and please subscribe because this took a while to make.